I'm Jeff Jower with a Planet Pulse special focus on Pisces.
And I'm Rick Levine. Pisces is the last sign of the Zodiac, but right now it's the only sign. It's a water sign, meaning that it's emotionally based, and it's a sign that has to do with the transition from the end to the new beginning.
Right. Pisces represents universality. It completes all the signs before it, and it's that sense of universality, being connected with spirit, with something larger than the limits of the material world, which is why we associate Pisces with spirituality, escapism, and the arts, which are meant to touch things that we don't ordinarily touch in daily life.
And like each of the mutable or season-ending signs, Pisces has a dualism in it, and the dualism in Pisces is represented by the glyph of the two fish swimming in opposite directions. In fact, what this represents are the two opposite forces of nature, whether it be male and female, yin and yang, good and evil, up and down, whatever the two opposite forces is that you want to choose, Pisces represents these two opposite forces connected by a golden thread, a mystical line. And in the age of Pisces, which has been the last couple of thousand years, the idea of this connection between these opposite forces was reserved for the mystics, for only those people who could understand how these things that don't connect really do connect.
Right. In an age of Pisces spirituality, to reach God, you must surrender yourself. And that is what Pisces is about a little bit. It's the grease on the pan, not the meal that you're cooking it with. It is the facilitator of processes. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't many constructive and productive Pisces, but the fundamental function of Pisces is to erase the boundaries and barriers between us, between ourselves and objects and things, to regain a sense of communion and unity, which does manifest itself psychologically as sensitivity and certainly a higher degree of vulnerability, but an equally high degree of imagination.
Yeah, you touched on a couple of things that were very interesting and I think important to understanding Pisces. One was the idea of the selflessness that is needed to know God or to know the spiritual truth. And here we get into the concept of Pisces as the victim or the savior, the martyr, the person who can make less of themselves so that they can save others, save every little wounded puppy dog or person in the world. That's certainly a Pisces trait. The other is that idea of its connection to spirituality. It's Albert Einstein, a Pisces, saying, I want to know the mind of God. Everything else is details.
Yeah, that's a good summation of this sign, which is the summation of the Zodiac.
It's not very detail-oriented.
No, it's not, but it represents a communion in which, again, there are no boundaries and there is at its best bliss. I'm Jeff Jower.
And for Planet Pulse, I'm Rick Levine.